Smash the like button if you agree that Tony Khan taught Swerve Strickland a valuable life lesson at the Dynasty show. Don't get too big-headed by disrespecting past icons who paved the way for you. Check my resume even. I don't disrespect icons from the past.
Alright, so let me tell you why Isaiah Swerve Scott was crying after the match with Dean Ambrose in that promo. It's because he knows his career is done. His push is done in All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling, and he blames Booker T for that. That's why Tony Khan doesn't want you to disrespect legends. Tony Khan doesn't want his wrestlers to disrespect icons. That's what Isaiah Swerve Scott did. Why would you say fuck Booker T? Let me get this straight. Before Booker T, were there any black wrestlers wearing dreadlocks? That's the definition of an oxymoron. Let me diss the man who paved the way for my current look that got me over. Last time I checked, Isaiah Swerve Scott is wearing dreadlocks. Am I going crazy? I'm going crazy. Why are you dissing a man who paved the way for you? That's insane, man. He paved the way for your current look. But let's dive deeper on why Isaiah Swerve Scott was crying in that promo. He knows he's done. He's buried. Let's talk about that shit main event. That was an awful main event, and he knows it. Go back and watch that match. Tony Khan buried Isaiah Swerve Scott against Dean Ambrose for what he said about King Booker. His push is done. He got buried by the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks made Isaiah Swerve Scott look like a jackass. That's how he looked. He did not look strong in that match. Also, Tony Khan is on good terms with Booker T. Sometimes Tony Khan borrows talent from reality of wrestling. So why would Tony Khan want Isaiah Swerve Scott to talk shit about Tony Khan's business partner, who is Booker T? You gotta ask Booker T to use his talents from reality of wrestling. I don't know what's going on here, man. I don't know what's up with Isaiah Swerve Scott. He thinks he's top shit. I'm like, bro, you wrestle for All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling. This is a shit company that can't even get over 700,000. Like, how did you get an interview on Vlad TV? What did you do in this business to get that interview? Nobody knows who you are, Swerve. Okay, fun fact. Everybody keeps telling me that the last time they saw Isaiah Swerve Scott and Booker T in the same room, people were more excited to see Booker T rather than Isaiah Swerve Scott. What does that tell you? Nobody knows who you are, Swerve. Booker T is the greatest black wrestler of all time. Hands down, it ain't close. He's not part Samoan. He's not part white. He's fully black, which means he's the greatest of all time in the black community. We respect Booker T. Booker T paved the way for Kofi Kingston, Big E, Xavier Woods, R-Truth. He gave companies confidence that you can build around a black wrestler as a top guy. Last time I checked, I thought Isaiah Swerve Scott was a top guy in All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling. Well, bitch, thank Booker T for that. Thank Booker T for that. He gave companies confidence that you can build around a black wrestler, a dark chocolate black wrestler. That's Booker T. He paved the way for you. And for you to disrespect him like that, why? What Booker T said was facts. What you said was sour grapes. Last time I checked, Leon Ruff was a North American champion. If Triple H is such a racist, why did Leon Ruff become the North American champion over you, Swerve? So fuck you, man. Fuck you. Fuck Swerve. That's why he was crying after the match. He knows his push is done, and now he's trying to blame Booker T for that. That's why he vented on the microphone. He knows his push is done. Just look back at that finish. Swerve got buried by Moxley and by the Bucks. He looked like a jackass. He's going back to that mid-card. That's why he was on the microphone saying, oh, I main evented 5 pay-per-views. I'm this, I'm that. Because he was trying to remind the audience that he was great before the burial. But now that he's buried, he's done. That's why he was venting on the microphone. to remind the audience that he was great once upon a time before the burial. And now he's trying to blame King Booker. Don't blame King Booker. Blame DJ Vlad. And blame yourself for being a sensitive little bitch. Stop crying about race, you dumb fuck. And the fact that you got dreadlocks, my nigga. You got dreadlocks, my nigga. Booker T gave you dreadlocks. Like, bro, who was a great wrestler who had dreadlocks before Booker T? Name me a fake pro wrestler who was on the level of Booker T who had dreadlocks. Name them. You can't. Booker T was a trendsetter, a trailblazer. He opened up gates. Now, what about Ron Simmons? Yes, Ron Simmons, he opened up doors. But Booker T, he was a top guy, which means he opened up gates for R-Truth, Kofi, Big E, Bobby Lashley, guys like that. He opened up gates. He gave Vince McMahon confidence that you can build around a fully black chocolate wrestler who has dreadlocks. That's why Kofi Kingston became world champion. Thank Booker T for that. Booker T inspired Kofi Kingston, hence his hairstyle, dreadlocks. What about Montez Ford and Dawkins? Go back and watch their match when they were in NXT. They had a match where they looked like the Harlem Heat because they were inspired by the Harlem Heat. What about Powerhouse Hobbs? Powerhouse Hobbs said his gear is inspired by the Harlem Heat. And this goofball, this doofus, has the nerve to diss Booker T? What about Powerhouse Hobbs? Powerhouse Hobbs, he looks up to King Booker. So, bro, that's awkward. You got some nerve talking shit about a man that Powerhouse Hobbs looks up to. That's awkward. That's why his push, it's over. It's done. He fucked up. Don't blame King Booker. Blame yourself for being big-headed. Look here, man. All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling, this ain't WCW, bruh. Booker T was a five-time WCW champion, not you. WCW was the bigger company compared to All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling, so I don't know why this egomaniac thinks he's The Rock. That's who Isaiah Swerve Scott thinks he is. He thinks he's The Rock. I'm like, bro, look at your surroundings. This is All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling, man. And this guy is a fucking coward. Hold on. How is Isaiah Swerve Scott not a coon? I'm sorry. This man is a coon. He's a real coon. He's a real Uncle Tom. Like, bro, you just trashed the greatest black wrestler of all time who paved the way for you, who's better than you, who was a top guy in the biggest brand in the World Wrestling Federation and WCW. This man was a top guy in 3 companies. You can't say that. Yo ass was a fucking jobber in the World Wrestling Federation. Leon Ruff became champion before you. So fuck you. Like, how dare you? Booker T was a top guy in 3 companies. TNA, the World Wrestling Federation, WCW. Hold on. This guy was also a 10-time tag team champion. Let that sink in. Also a 10-time tag team champion. So this guy, he's beyond a Grand Slam champion. And yo ass got some nerve to be disrespectful to a man who put you on. He paved the way for you. If it wasn't for King Booker, there's no way in hell that con man would push you. You see, when I diss Tony Khan, I'm dissing Tony Khan the Booker. I'm not dissing Tony Khan the person. Tony Khan the person, he buried Isaiah Swerve Scott tonight at Dynasty for what he said about Booker T. That was Tony Khan the fan. That was Tony Khan the fan of legends. That was not the Booker Tony Khan. That was Tony Khan the man who buried Isaiah Swerve Scott in that match. I'm like, bro, Tony Khan had every excuse in the book to crown Swerve the new world champion. And guess what? He said no. Hell no. I don't like what you said about Booker T. And for me to crown you champion, that means that I co-signed what you said about Booker T. And guess what, bitch? Con Man did not co-sign what Swerve said. Now, what about Prince Nana? There's no way in hell that Prince Nana agrees with Isaiah Swerve Scott burying Booker T on that microphone. I think Swerve, he's done in All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling as a top guy, because those are two blown championship matches against Daniel Bryan and Dean Ambrose. There's clowns that are saying, oh, Booker T was hating. How was he hating? He was defending himself, you fucking clowns. Booker T is on video giving props back when Isaiah Swerve Scott became world champion. So give me proof on when Booker T was burying Isaiah Swerve Scott. He was defending himself from those dumbass comments on Vlad TV. So please give me evidence. When was Booker T ever hating on Swerve Scott? When? Bruh, out of nowhere, Vlad tries to poke the bear, and dumbass Swerve, who's not savvy when it comes to the media, he took the bait and he trashed Booker T. That's what DJ Vlad wanted. He doesn't like Booker T. That's why he gave him that dumbass question. He doesn't like Booker T. DJ Vlad, that's all he does. He pins black men against one another. And dumbass Isaiah Swerve Scott, he took the bait. Hook, line, and sinker. This guy is a fucking mark. All I'm saying is Isaiah Swerve Scott is a coon, a Sambo, and an Uncle Tom. That's what he is. Why would you trash the greatest black wrestler of all time? Why? He was a fucking trailblazer. Okay, how about this? What if Bandito said, fuck Rey Mysterio Jr.? How would you feel about that? What if Commander said, fuck Rey Mysterio Jr.? What if Rey Fenix said, fuck Rey Mysterio Jr.? Now, do you get it? Do you get it now? Right? What if Sammy G said, fuck Rey Mysterio Jr.? That's the definition of a fucking hater. You want to hate on King Booker just because he was successful in the same company that yo ass got fired in. That's called a coon. That's called an Uncle Tom, a Sambo. You're jealous. You're jealous of all the successful black men in the World Wrestling Federation. Last time I checked, the Street Profits are the current tag team champions. What about Femi? What about Trick Williams? What about Javon Evans? Those three black men are about to battle for the NXT World Championship. So how is Shawn Michaels racist? How is Triple H a fucking racist? Right? Bro, you ain't that good. That's all. You have no charisma. You are irrelevant without Prince Nana. What part of that don't you understand? Imagine a black baseball player hating on Jackie Robinson. Yes, that makes you a coon by that same logic. Imagine a black wrestler hating on Ron Simmons. Yes, bitch, that makes you a fucking coon, a Sambo, a Uncle Tom. That's how that works. I will call that a farewell promo. That promo that Swerve cut after his match with Dean Ambrose, that's called a farewell promo back to the fucking mid-card. That's where Swerve is going. He's going back to that mid-card. He will never become the world champion ever again, and he knows that. So that's why he's venting against Booker T. He blames Booker for killing his push in All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling. All Booker T did was defend himself from your dumbass comments on DJ Vlad. This man is a coward because Booker T, he faced him face to face at that convention, and Swerve Scott did nothing. You could have ran that fade with Booker T, but you denied it. You didn't want that fade with Booker T because we all know Booker will kick your ass. But you want to get on a microphone and bury Booker T far away in a different state, but you was face to face with Booker T. Why didn't you say fuck Booker T to his face? So by that logic, you a coward. You are scared of Booker T. Okay, here's proof that Tony Khan doesn't want his wrestlers to disrespect legends. Remember Jack Perry and Roosh? Roosh was sent out there to beat the shit out of Jack Perry because Jack Perry was disrespecting legends backstage. That was a Tony Khan man call. Tony Khan called that. You don't disrespect legends who came before you. That's why Roosh whooped his ass.